Hi! It's been forever. And there's a new background. This is my room. All of my stuff. Yeah. This is the video that I talked about. I don't think I have talked about it. I've talked about it in a video that we haven't uploaded. But I thought about 3 months ago when I was in London, when I saw Hamilton and Les Mis. Yes. So I'm just gonna talk about that for a while, honestly, because it was such like an amazing time, and I really wanted to talk about it, but I never got to it because of school and because then came Christmas, and it was a whole thing. Now, I'm first gonna talk about Hamilton, and for Hamilton, I made this entire list of all of the songs in the play, and then I put up a couple of like points on each one that I did the night after we saw Hamilton. I was typing on my phone as we were taking the tube back to the hotel. The first of these things I kind of posted on Tumblr, the like intermission between my shot and story of tonight, and stuff like that. There's a list there, but I'm still gonna go through it because there's an intermission between my shot and the story of tonight that was really beautiful. It was an instrumental, and I've never seen it like mentioned anywhere, and I thought that was so weird because it was really well played and I loved it. And after You'll Be Back, they literally murder someone. I didn't know that. That was very fun. I have so many points in the show where I just started crying, which I knew I was gonna do, but I didn't think I'd be crying as much as I did cry. I cried a lot. And why I was crying so much, I think, was because the acting was so amazing. And like I'm gonna go more into this when I'm going down the songs, but like some of like the moments of like emotions of the characters, it like hits you, man. Like so, wow, yeah. But let's get into the songs. So first song is Alexander Hamilton, and it was amazing. It was like this show-stopping opening number that I knew it was gonna be. The only thing I maybe reacted on was that because it was in Britain, in England, the Hamilton guy said Hamilton weird. But maybe that was just because I was used to like how Lin-Manuel Miranda usually sings it. And all of the ensemble songs are very, very powerful, and they like hit you. It's like, wow. That is wow, because they sing so much and they're all so talented. The like rhythmic part of Aaron Burr was so cool when they like kind of beat the table and beatbox and rap over it. That was really cool. There's something about like seeing it on stage and like seeing them. They were so hype, and that got me really hype because that led directly into my shot. That was so alive in a way that you can't hear on the album, and like choreography and the ensemble and like the way like the whole stage moved during that number was alive. And then that transitions pretty smoothly into Story of Tonight, which was so beautiful. I don't usually listen to Story of Tonight. I don't really like the song. I think the song is really nice and I think it's beautiful. For me, it's never like hit any nerves. But when I was watching it, I was seeing it on stage. It really did. It was really, really beautiful. And there was this, like, this tension that I didn't really feel when I just listened to the song. And the Story of Tonight goes directly into the Schyler Sisters, which was my... It's hard because I have so many numbers that, like, blew me away. But this was one of my favorite numbers of Act 1. And I knew it was going to be one of my favorite numbers of Act 1 because it's one of my favorite songs. And the choreography was so cool. And like everybody was like sliding and going and yeah. And it was so sweet. And Peggy, she was such a little sister. She just like, she was dragged along. She kind of pouted. She sang it in a way that was like, she was so stubborn. And I loved that. And the actresses for all of the three Schyler sisters were so amazing. Like, Angelica and Eliza really like stood out because they're very important characters, but the one who played Peggy was, wow, she was amazing. and she comes back later as Mariah. And the Angelica, holy shit, she was amazing. She's played by Rachel John when I watched it, and I already knew that I was gonna love Rachel John as Angelica because she's amazing. But like the way she belted and like the way she rapped, her rapping was so cool. But yeah, it comes back in Satisfied, and I'm gonna talk more about her. And then Farmer Refuted was so funny. Maybe it was the song that I attached to first. I was like, this is my favorite song. It's not anymore, but I loved it at the start. It was so funny, and they tried to trick Burr away from... I loved it. And like, the way it transitions into the next number, You'll Be Back, and it was put in such a perfect place. You needed a break. You needed something else. And the actor, Michael Gibson, he was so funny. And he is British, and they're all British, but he's just like so British. And I love it. Now, one of the best numbers was Right Hand Man, because the choreography was just explosive and amazing. And I just, wow. The actor for George Washington was just so amazing. He had this powerful voice and this like amazing kind of like, he was just so powerful. He made me want to join the army. I was like, yeah, sign me up. He was just so stern, so wow. Yeah. And I remember my parents too were like, wow, this man plays an amazing George Washington. And I'm like, I agree. Now, I've grouped these three together because the choreography goes together. A Winter's Ball, Helpless, and Satisfied. The way they kind of like rewind it, I knew they were going to do that. But at the same time, I didn't know they were going to do that because the choreography was like repeated and it worked. And I'm just going to fangirl a lot about the choreography because the choreography in Hamilton is so amazing. It's so good. Like, I feel with these three numbers, any way I could try to sell it to you would undersell it because it was just mind-blowing, amazing, wow. That was the first time I cried. At Satisfied, I wasn't like sobbing, I was just like, there were a couple of tears, but that was the first time I cried. The dresses are so beautiful, and yeah, the voices, and Satisfied, Angelica, Rachel John, wow. She's just so amazing, and she kind of draws you in. And the same with Rochelle Angot, who plays Eliza, was so sweet and so cute. And Helpless was just like, she shined in a way that was so cool. The story of tonight was drunk shenanigans. It was funnier than I thought it would be. It really translated well to the stage, which was really cool. Wait for It was really powerful. I knew it was going to be powerful, but it really hits you. Like, damn. Stay Alive. Rochelle Angot really... She has like 2 lines in the song, but right at the start, but they were so amazing. She sung so beautifully. So that was all I could think about. That and like the Charles Lee just going wee across the stage. It was also very funny. Duel Commandments had really cool choreography, and the transition over to Meet Me Inside was super cool. Meet Me Inside was amazing. Again, George Washington, his voice, just so stern. And the acting that Hamilton did, where he just kind of, he was just so close to losing it, and then he lost it, and it, wow. Then That Would Be Enough came. That was the second time I cried. It was so sweet. Eliza, so sweet. Rochelle Angot sang so beautifully. It was amazing. And then Guns and Ships. And the speed felt even faster than it does on the album. It went so fast. And I was like, whoa, if I didn't know the words to this, I wouldn't have gotten them. But it's just so impressive. It was really impressive. The Lafayette Jefferson, he was so impressive. And he had so much personality later as Jefferson too. I loved him. And where he just like kind of runs across the stage with the letter, super funny. Then History Has Its Eyes on You was so beautiful. Like, beautiful. Like, it hit me. Like, what I've always loved about that song is the deep tones from the Mulligan Madison, but he plays Mulligan right there. The deep tones that, like, that person hits, and they were there, and I was happy. Then Yorktown came. Yorktown is my favorite choreography from Hamilton. I've seen it before because they did it at one of these award shows that they did. They did that. And the pause in the middle of the song where they all just kind of slow down for a second. It works so well because everything goes so fast, and then they just kind of slow down after they won. And then they go up again. And then there was just like a build up. And you were just like, whoa. You kind of felt like Act 1 was going to end there. But it didn't. Because what comes next comes. And it, again, perfect timing. Super funny. It comes right after Yorktown. It's just like there. And it was, again, super funny. Perfect timing. Yes. Then Dear Theodosia came. And I cried again. Because it was so pretty. And like the harmonizing, wow. And then a song that isn't on the album, Lawrence Interlude, which is when John Lawrence, or they get the letter that John Lawrence has died. That was when I cried the most. The thing is, my tears hadn't even dried from Dear Theodosia, and they just kept pouring, and I just kind of cried. I was full on sobbing at that point. And Lafayette and Mulligan, like, up in the sides, hit me harder than I thought it would. And then Nonstop came. It was very powerful. I got a lot of adrenaline. And then we went out because Act 2 was supposed to start after that. But there was, like, a break. And the adrenaline was just, like, pumping in my veins. And I started noting down some of these things. I was like, wow, this was so great, and this was so great. I was talking with my family. I was like, did you hear this and this person? Did you see this and this dance? And they were like, wow, yes, amazing. What did I miss? It's the first song in Act 2. And it was so cool because, like, the actor that does, like, a 180 from the Lafayette character to the Jefferson character, it was amazing. And he was just kind of so into it, and he was so funny. And then Cabinet Battle number 1, very funny. It was actually just like I expected it. The, like, energy, the, like, whoa, wow, like, yes, it was just like I expected it would be. And then Take a Break. I love Take a Break. Take a Break is my favorite song on the album. This is very important. It's my favorite song on the album. I love it. It has all of my favorite characters in it. And I adore it. But it was not my favorite on stage. Not because it was bad. Because it was amazing. And it really, like, got the, like, cutesy family vibe that I love about it. But it was because everything else was just so powerful on stage. And that was just, like, a cute little break. Because it's Take a Break. And Eliza was so good. Rochelle and Go. Take my soul. I don't need my soul. You can have it. Then Say No to This comes. And you can... When you come to Say No to This, and some of the other songs too, but when you hit Say No to This, you can see who knows Hamilton, who's seen the show, or who's listened to the album and who hasn't. Because some people are just sitting there like, what's going on? What is this person doing? What is Hamilton doing? And... the Mariah, as I mentioned in Schyler Sisters, the Mariah, who also plays Peggy, she just, wow, she was just amazing. Wow, yeah. Then The Room Where It Happens, another really cool song. It had really cool dancing and, like, amazing prop use, which was very fun. Then Schyler Defeated came. Funny, as expected. I expected it to be like that. Yeah. It was fun. Cabinet Battle number 2, lots of personality. Also, just as expected. Washington on Your Side, funny. Dancing and lights. The dancing in that song and the lights in that song, it just kind of heightened the experience to 200. It was amazing. I loved it. One Last Time kind of gave me back that vibe from History Has Its Eyes on You, because George Washington sings so beautifully. And they just kind of, it was really nice. I really loved it. It was beautiful. Then I Know Him comes back. He's back. Again, the timing is perfect. The character is funny. And these 3 songs, the King George songs, I don't like them. In the album, I always skip them. I don't like to listen to them because I think they're kind of like boring and over the top, and I'm just like, no, not my scene. But in the show, they're perfect because they give like a break and you're like, yes, this is just what we needed right now. And it's always just what you need right then. The Adamşadministration, I don't have a lot to say about that. We know, what I noticed most was, if you don't know this, King George stays on stage after I Know Him. He sits on a chair at the side. And it was just like so cool, so amazing. And I thought it was really funny how he reacted to We Know. And We Know was really well. I liked the movement of the scene, like how they moved, and there was this like drawer and they moved between, and it was cool. Then Hurricane. Hurricane was amazing. It blew me away. It was a really good song for the Hamilton. If I can remember correctly, that is Hamilton's only solo song, like The Room Where It Happens, and Wait for It is for Burr, and Burn is for Eliza, and Satisfied and Helpless, and all of these songs. And then Hurricane is Hamilton's, if I remember correctly. I think that's correct. But he was so good. He sings so well, and the ensemble kind of like builds him up. It was, wow. And then the Reynolds Pamphlet, the transition is really well. The transition just goes, woof, and then you kind of like get that feeling that it was like a hurricane. He was in the middle of the hurricane, and then boom, there came the hurricane. Everything is destroyed. And Philip in the Reynolds Pamphlet, his like reaction to reading the pamphlet that he gets given by Jefferson, I couldn't really see the face of the actors because I was kind of far away, but you could see it kind of on his body. You could be like, he was shocked. It was a good performance. Burn was I cried again so much at Burn. I love Burn. It's such a good song. And Rochelle Ango did it so well. She just kind of played Eliza so well, and like the betrayal, and like the anger mixed with the sadness. That was amazing. Then Blow Us All Away, and the Philip actor was so cute. But yeah, again, I'm gonna group together 3 songs here. Blow Us All Away, Stay Alive, It's Quiet Uptown. Because they just kind of blend together. And just knowing where it's gonna go when he's so happy and he's jumping around, he's flirting with ladies, and then just kind of when the shot goes and you're just like, oh no. And then Stay Alive, the Reprise was my hardest cry of the night when because I'm always sad when Hamilton dies, but when Philip dies, that is such, like, the scream from Eliza when it's just like, she's in so much pain. And it was delivered so well. And then they play kind of Dear Theodosia in between as they go over into It's Quiet Uptown. And, like, they're clinging to his body as they're taking it away. The parents are like, no, don't take him away. But he's dead. He's already gone. And the sadness, like, kind of lingers in Hamilton and in Eliza. And the tears, again, had not dried and just kept pouring until we come to Election of 1800, which is so perfectly timed because you cannot continue to cry after that. You're gonna become dehydrated. And it was a really good song. It was as expected. There's not a lot to say about it. It was like, yeah, the only thing that I really want to hit on is Hamilton is like sad. He's so sad throughout the song. He doesn't, in Act 1 and before Philip's death, or even before the affair, he has this like fire when he sings, and especially when he raps, that it's kind of gone when he loses his son. And I like that. I like that it's not there anymore because it's not supposed to be there anymore. He just lost his son. He's grieving. Your Obedient Servant, the anger that kind of like resonated through Burr, through the actor that played Burr. He was just so angry, and you could hear it in every word he said, every way he pronounced it. You could like hear he was shaking with anger. It was so cool. Best of Wives and Best of Women was really sweet, really cute. Again, like take a break. It was kind of like a look into the life of Eliza and Hamilton, and I liked that. I also love that song very much. The World Was Wide Enough borrows a lot of its choreography from 10 Duel Commandments, and it also has this like part that I was looking forward to because I knew it was coming, where this one dancer takes the bullet and she's just kind of lifted forward as Hamilton delivers his monologue. The monologue was very well delivered, but I just couldn't take my hand, I couldn't take my eyes off the dancer. I was just like, wow. I was so impressed. And the lifts were so good. Then Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story? Again, Rochelle Angot just kind of shines. She just kind of takes the stage and she sings so well. A thing she does really well is that she's not like she comes on stage and then she outshines everybody. She just kind of shines when it's her turn to shine, and she shines so powerful. You're just like, she's so talented. She's really, really, really talented. I really liked her as Eliza. I think she is an amazing Eliza. I haven't seen any others, but I was really like, for now she's my favorite. I absolutely adore her as Eliza. So that was the video. I'm sorry it was long. Probably boring even. And I'm sorry it was kind of long time coming. But those were my kind of opinions on the show. I know there wasn't a lot of negative opinions, but that's because I loved it so much, and I'm not really negative because I loved all of it. So, see musicals. Musicals are great. And yeah, bye!